Yo, what's going on? It's your man Keveze here, man. Welcome to my review of NXT, man. Shout out to WWG, Wrestle with Greatness. You know what it is. You saw what Dredd did. Now it's my time to shine. Look, man, we starting off NXT with a title match. Title match! You feel me? With Stephanie Valkyrie going against Carmen Pepovich. You feel me? It was a good match, real good match. Carmen is not one of my favorites because to get this opportunity, she beat some of the ladies that I like the most at NXT, man. So I'm like, oh man. And then you got Adonis being simp of the year. You feel me? Doing what he got to do to make sure she wins or try to win, man. It was a good match. A couple highlights from the match was towards the middle when I forgot the name of the move, but when Stephanie had her legs trapped on Carmen's head and banging her into the ground over and over and over. Booker T's reaction. His reaction had me thinking some things in my head. And then when he was done, Vic Joseph, he said something to the nature is like, yo, it's gonna have to get Booker T a cigarette after that one. And I lost it. I'm not gonna lie. These two guys, and Corey Graves is a part of it now. He gotta, get himself into the mix. But these two are my favorite announcers in NXT. I feel like they have the best chemistry. At first, you could have said Michael Cole and Pat McAfee, but Pat be gone so long that it takes him a minute to kind of get back. But Vic and Booker T just bounce off each other so well, man. Like it's hilarious. But the second highlight was just towards the end, the way to finish. With Stephanie showing some "this ain't PG" when she said, "You feel me?" and then hit her with the finisher. 1, 2, 3, and then guess who comes out? Guess who comes out? The NXT champion, women's champion, Julia comes out. Now, what are we doing with this match? Like, are we doing a title for title? Is this a future program? Once Stephanie loses the title, then she goes up and battles Julia for the title. Like, what we doing here? What we doing here? Either way, good way to start off NXT. One of my questions was answered. Because I was, over the last couple weeks, I was like, yo, where is Lola Vice at? So it's a little segment, what I'm saying, where Ariana Grace and Santina Morello, he's the director of authority over there at TNA. TNA is definitely getting a lot of light, especially from people like me that only watch WWE for real. I get to see the talent they have over there. They're bringing me into their world, to the point where I checked out TNA to be like, oh, okay, all right, bet. This is some of the players over here. Oh, it's some old WWE guys over here. Not old as an age, but like people from, like the Fandangos and all that. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, snap, they over here? The Hardy Boys. You feel me? They over there? It's like, oh, okay. So, but anyway, Lola Vice popped up. She was like, yo, I want to fight. She need a fight. And Ariana Grace and Santino, you feel me? Like, I was trying to like curve her a little bit. And then well, the funny line is when Lola hit her with the "It's nobody in your family taught you how to fight." And you see Santino Morello go back to his old days with the "You feel me?" with the and he had to calm it down. He had to calm it down. But my question was answered. I was wondering where Lola was at. I don't know if she was really hurt or what, but it was good to see that she was back. Then it's time to get dirty. It's time to get nasty. Because it was time for a title match. Not just an NXT title match. Not an NXT title match at all. But it was for the TNA X Division Championship. It was Lexis King, who's the cup holder right now. You know what I mean? Versus Moose from TNA, the X Division Champion. Now, like I said, prior to this invasion situation with TNA and NXT, I didn't know anything about TNA. I was able to watch when Obafemi went over there, and I saw how they do things over there, and I saw the love that Obafemi got over there. So it's like, yo, if they gonna show love to Obafemi and NXT, they actually had an NXT chant over there. It's like, all right, let me start paying attention to TNA a little bit more, man. Because I feel like as a wrestling fan, I gotta pay attention to a little more than WWE. Granted, they're having a partnership, so it's the best opportunity to do that. But having this match, they said Moose is 6'6", close to 300 pounds, going against Lexus King. I was interested from last week. You know what I mean? So like, being able to see this match was definitely fire. I thought the match was dope, dope, dope. Man, Lexus King had his spots. Moose had his spots. And for someone that never seen a Moose match, man, dude, 6'6", agile like that. Towards the end, you seen him run up the ropes without, climbing the ropes, running up the ropes, turn around, hit him with the crossbody, boom. You know what I'm saying? And then Lexus King kicked out. Lexus King did his thing. Moose kicked out. Then the end of the match off, you see Moose hitting with the spear. Now, that might be the biggest spear I ever seen. 6'6" guy doing a spear. Now, the internet while out. Internet will say something like, "Yo, man, why, why everyone's using the spear?" Now, I ain't gonna hold you. I feel like if you played football, you have every right to use the spear as a finisher. Every right. And Moose played in the NFL for 7 seasons. Now, I don't know that many NFL players that converted into wrestling and made the transition to wrestling. Like, I don't see anybody that played that long to do that, to become this. You seen Pac-Man do it, but it wasn't a long time. It was like a spot thing. You seen other guys do it. You feel me? It was just more like a spot thing. But for Moose to really become the man, like, shout out to him, man. Shout out to Moose, man. I might actually watch TNA to see his future matches. Well, I really want to see him versus Oba. You feel me? We get him versus Oba, we gonna get one of those. We definitely gonna get one of those. Then Oba Femi came out. He came out. Yo, he got me hyped. Like, he got me hyped. Like, we got the promo, man. Said, "This is what everybody want: the franchise versus the ruler." Yeah, I can't wait. In 2 weeks, it's going down. Oba Femi versus Moose. Oba said title versus title. Well, he said for the NFC champion. Then in the next breath, he says title for title. So I don't really know what it is. I don't care what it is. It can be not. It can not be for a title. I want to see the match. I want to see the match. I'll be in that motherfucker like, who, who, Moose, because it sounds similar. Who, Moose, who, Moose, who, Moose, who, Moose. They showed a clip. They showed a clip of Kalani getting interviewed by Ariana Grace. And the name Jada Parker pops up. Camera does the little roll. See Jada Parker in the background peeping game. And then while Kalani's starting to go in, that's what Jada said. "Oh, you still thinking about me?" Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm entertained by this feud. Jada Parker, I want to say every feud she's been in, I enjoy it. I enjoy it. I feel like it helps both parties out. I think because Kalani right now is going through a dark phase, not so like a total heel, more like a badass phase, right? And her going against Bianca, not Bianca, sorry, her going against Jada Parker, only like, I want to say, cement that way of character. You feel me? With Kalani being a badass, especially if she come out winning. Um, Even if she loses, like, this whole run is like, all right, Kalani's not just a bubbly girl. It's time for her to take the step upstairs to go try to get the NXT Women's Championship. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how this rivalry unfolds. Next, you get Jordan Grace coming out, cutting a promo, getting interrupted by Roxanne Perez. They go back and forth. The highlight is where, Jordan was like, "I see you got your title. I mean, excuse me, you said this is your division?" Walked around her, said, "Where is your title?" Oh, they get into it. There was a situation where Roxanne leg got caught on the top rope. Jordan did her thing, just kindly, fixed the problem. I could have kind of ended bad for Jordan. Not Jordan. I'm sorry. It could have ended bad for Roxanne Perez, man, especially the way that she was going back that momentum. But that's interesting because when you look at Roxanne Perez, she's short, right? But in this promo, I guess she had like some platforms on whatever. It was like she was almost the same height as Jordan. That kind of made this rivalry kind of a thing. Like, I don't know. Because like if Roxanne looked that much smaller than Jordan, I probably wouldn't have been an appeal. I probably wouldn't have been like, yeah, I want to see this. But her just having that, then she could probably be smaller going forward. But it made me interested in the feud. You know, definitely, definitely. So that was a good promo. That was a good promo. See what comes from that. Then you go backstage, man. You get Javon Evans trying to confront, not confront. Then you go backstage. Then you see Javon Evans walk up on Trick Williams while Trick Williams is, I guess, making a post or whatever, saying, "Yo, man, fuck everybody." You know, that type of talk. You know, he said, "Yo, don't worry about none of that, man. You know, we kind of going through the same." Trick Williams got up, was like, "What? What? Yo, you going back and forth with Ethan with over a smile. I'm going off of the NXT Championship." Then it got to the point that, hey, man, these dudes might have to fight. And then that's when Ricky Saints come through. You feel me? Introduce himself to Trick. Trick say, "I heard about you." Found that as an opportunity to bop up out of there. You know, because Javon was on him. You feel me? And Ricky had one of the top lines of the night, saying, "Dag, it's always everyone's always angry around here." You know what I mean? So NXT, man, it's always entertaining. I'm not gonna hold you. This is my favorite brand right now, as far as what I'm seeing on television. This is always chaos, man. There's always chaos and jokes. Like Shawn Michaels is definitely doing his thing, and you don't see certain favoritisms when it comes to NXT right now. You know, there's a lot of anyone can win. Anyone has an opportunity to have a moment, man. So that's what's making NXT the top brand for me, viewing wise for me. You know, Dre might not agree with that, but you know that's what I'm saying right now. Next up, you get the return. Not even a return. You get the debut. I don't even know if it's a debut, but the Hardy Boys, who's the TNA tag team champions right now. They had they match with the fourth quarter catch crew. You know, it's dope. It was dope to see them back in WWE. It's dope to see them with NXT with the young guys, man. I know the fans. It was like a treat for the fans because this is nostalgia. They came out to their old music. You know, Matt Hardy did the delete. You know, like it was a whole bunch of nostalgia moments and just the intro alone. So the match is played out how it's supposed to play out, man. Definitely, definitely fire. After the Hardy Boys won the match, Faction came out. You know, well, they was out there already, but they came in the ring, cut a promo, saying, "We the best right now. We are the greatest of all time." That would be a dope match to see. You know, it's funny because it's looking like Robot might be NXT versus TNA. We might have a few matches that go on that card that represents that. Um, as far as the Hardy Boys versus Faction, I want to see it. I want to see the Hardy Boys go with the new guys right now because I think as far as tag team goes, Faction would have to be top five in WWE. The way they work together, um, the way they act together. You know what I'm saying? You have some on the main roster that you will like to argue, but I think Faction can hang with any tag team. So for them, for this right here, this is more legacy, like a legacy stone, or you know, a monumental step in their tag team, in their tag team careers. So if this goes down, or if it goes down, definitely looking to see Faxium beat the Hardy Boys and kind of cement their legacy as far as one of the top tag teams of now, you know? And I'm hearing that they're supposed to be going up to the main roster after WrestleMania. So this will be a good way to kind of have them hit NXT, not NXT, hit up Raw or SmackDown, hit the ground running. You know, where you don't have to do too much for them. You can probably give them the title in a month, you know, ride it out because they are that good. You know, so then we end up getting the match that was basically advertised earlier between Lola Vice and Ariana Grace. It was like it was one of those. It was like I don't want to call it a squash match, but it was definitely a match to say Lola Vice is back. I don't think the crowd was in it too crazy. Probably because the expectation was this was going to be a squash match, but it was good to see Lola back on TV for real. I'm looking forward to see what's next for her. Then finally, we got the main event. Main event: Javon Evans and Ricky Saints versus Ethan Page and Wesley. On paper, you know you about to get a banger. You know you about to get a banger, man. You saw a whole bunch of highlights in this match. You feel me? You seen a couple stories be told, and you know the Javon Evans and Ethan Page story isn't over, and the Ricky Saints and Wesley's story about to start or kind of get into it, right? It ends with Ricky Saints getting the pin over Wesley to bring in, will put a close into what I feel like is another great episode of NXT. NXT, I think the casual fans of wrestling or someone that wants to get into wrestling, you have to show them NXT. You can't show them Raw. You can't show them SmackDown. You got to show them NXT. It's too much. I don't want to say too much, but it's a lot of chaos in NXT that will attract someone that's probably not a wrestling fan. But amazing show, amazing show. Make sure y'all check out Fridays. It'll drop Saturday, but Friday Night SmackDown, the review on that. Also, me and Dredd is going to do our predictions for Elimination Chamber, and we'll be going live after Elimination Chamber, to recap the actual factuals. Yeah. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe. It's your man Keveze. I'm out.